Cristana. Wristwear by Seconda sponsors the big reunion.
In the desolate years after Liberty X and Five left pop to go about its business, the former pop stars forged new lives, some more reluctantly than others away from the media glare. But now, with the big reunion looming, the stark reality of the huge challenge hits home. After Liberty X's split, Jessica was hit for 6 by England cricketer Kevin Pietersen, marrying in 2007. She hasn't seen her husband for over 2 months, as he's been overseas on test match duty. Jessica's cherishing her new role as a mum, and she was the most wary about flinging herself back into pop for the big reunion.
I don't do anything in the spotlight anymore, and I haven't done for a really, really long time. It took me a lot of time to decide whether or not to do it. I'm in a very safe place in my life. I'm in a really happy sort of little bubble, and to step outside of that is really scary. And I thought I owed it to the guys to make sure that, you know, I was sure. And I am, but I'm bloody petrified.
Having recently given birth to twin boys, there's extra pressure on Kelly to snap back into the iconic rubber catsuit.
What's in there? Should we have a look? Half of me sort of thinks that I'm looking forward to it, and also it's something for me to aim for. It's something that will definitely get me fit again. Something to look forward to for me, you know, outside of being a mum and taking care of the boys. So that's nice. But then I don't know how I'm going to react to leaving them.
When Liberty X called it quits, Kevin continued singing on the club circuit. And recently he started a family with wife and fellow dog-walking fan, Laura.
I guess my only reservation about this whole thing is being away from you two. I suppose that's going to be quite difficult, but...
Yeah, but technology, you know, we've got Skype.
Yeah, I guess so. That's sex, don't we?
I don't think so, no. No.
Tony swapped platinum records for the silver screen, becoming a filmmaker and settling down in London with his first love, Kellyanne.
I'm actually kind of excited to be possibly able to rewrite the final chapter. I'm also nervous. Look, of course I'm going to be nervous. There's parts of everything the first time round that made me feel sick to my stomach. And I worry about opening myself up to that again. Back then, I suppose I was concerned about me. But now it's also us.
After the band, Michelle became a reality TV star and a regular in celebrity mags. She started a family with her second husband, but recently received devastating news, which has overshadowed the reunion. Diagnosed as a carrier of the ovarian and breast cancer gene, she's taken the brave decision to undergo major surgery.
So tomorrow on Lorraine, I'm going to announce that I'm going to have a double mastectomy. As soon as possible. So we're looking at trying to get it done pre the band getting back together. I'm going to have scars everywhere, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I think that it's an absolute no-brainer. If I'm 80% at risk of getting breast cancer in my lifetime, why would I not take that risk away?
What a tough time you've had, love. Really, really difficult. What have you decided to do?
Preventative surgery is the best option for me, so I'm going to go down the route of a double mastectomy and reconstruction using implants.
It's been quite emotional and heavy-hitting, but I'm really, really glad that it's happened now and the press can stop speculating on things that I will or won't do.
Despite her emotional upheaval, Michelle's determined she'll be well enough to perform alongside her former bandmates again.
I can't wait for fun times to look forward to after all of this is finished. I can't wait to get back on stage.
When Five brutally split 11 years ago, the band splintered and the boys have barely spoken since. Richie fled England to start a new life across the other side of the globe. Now settled 10,000 miles away in Sydney, Australia, Richie runs a bar and has a slightly new accent.
This is seriously a long way from being in a band, for sure.
So obviously when you were in the boy band, you guys would have been really close. You would have had a certain dynamic going on. What do you think the dynamic's going to be going back?
It's a good question. With many answers, and I don't know what.
Give me one.
Mixed. Truly, everything, all my feelings about this are mixed. Like, I'm really stoked on one side, and I'm really nervous on the other.
Rapper and party boy Abs left his hell-raising days behind him and now lives the quiet life on a farm deep within the Lincolnshire Wolds with his girlfriend Vicky.
Is it crazy to think of being back in the band and doing that whole thing again?
My first thought was how we're going to do that, how we're going to get everybody together to even have the conversation. So I thought, nah, there's no chance, you know what I'm saying? And like a year ago, forget it. I'm happy everyone's in the right place to go forward.
When Essex boy Scott spectacularly quit the band, the very next day he married his childhood sweetheart Kerry. Now he's a house husband and doting dad to boys Brennan and Cavan.
Brennan, Cavan, dinner.
So many highlights, obviously. But it was hard as well. You know, it was, I mean, you know.
But you love performing.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I mean, performing.
How could it be so hard? Well, obviously I don't know.
No, but that's what people think. You probably see One Direction on the telly and you might think, oh, they're amazing, you know, which they are. But they're working very hard and them lads will be very, very tired. You're overworked, I'd say. But, I mean, I wouldn't change it for the world, obviously.
Continuing to reel from his emotional meltdown during his 5 days, Sean's working hard to establish himself as a songwriter and is slowly making steps to rebuild his life.
Have you seen them together? Because you weren't even there at the end, were you?
No.
Just a cardboard cutout. Well, right or wrong?
Right. You know, you can see there's problems, but it's not about the past, is it? It's about bringing the past into now, dealing with it, and going forward. That's what I hope we can do, anyway.
Does that not make you nervous, though?
Yeah, I'm shit scared. But you know me, I'm twisted in the head. I do like a challenge.
And Five's challenge has been made even harder, with founder member Jay's shocked decision not to return to the lineup, leaving the band a man down.
I was annoyed with Jay, and I was really angry, because I've been personally myself been trying to get this band back together for years and years and years, and someone's let it down.
I'm a little bit sad about it. 5 is 5, you know what I'm saying, with this guy? And I just don't want him to regret anything more than anything else. Because I think it could be amazing, potentially something beautiful.
I was willing to forgive. I wanted to move forward. He's not here, and that's it.
Coming up on the big reunion, how can 4 become 5?
I don't want to put someone in for the sake of it.
Give a complete unknown a chance to step up and have a go.
We meet the other bands in the lineup.
I was just like a walking hormone. The police turned up and was going to arrest us. They were saying you can get 10 years for this.
I had so much hatred for her.
I just lost it. And we're twins, and I haven't got time to notice that my sister is really struggling.
And after 11 years away from Atomic Kitten, Kerry's back.
Ta-da!
Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and there's more from the big reunion next week at 9, when it's 911 and Atomic Kitten return. Next up on ITV2, The Fakester, the king of swindle, Mr. Matt Edmondson, is asking a Pussycat Doll and Sophie Webster from Corrie to give us their best